Hello YouTubers, welcome back to another video with me, Adam Well Informed. I'm just going to say it. I think for many intrigued buyers, once you've driven a Tesla, you just don't go back. And I think the statistics back that statement up too, with Tesla owners being the most loyal across the major players of the auto industry according to this latest data. Tesla has a whopping loyalty rate of 67% in the United States, where this data was collected, and for context, it's ahead of Ford's rate of 59% and Mercedes and BMW on 50 and 48% respectively. So what is it that keeps owners so loyal to the Tesla brand in a sort of an Apple-esque fashion, whereby it becomes increasingly difficult to envision owning and driving another car outside the Tesla ecosystem? To be completely fair, I can see valid reasons as to why the other 33% of consumers went a different route, and that could be just because of a bad experience to wanting a vehicle in a certain size or at a lower price that they don't yet offer. Anyhow, whether you're really interested in watching Tesla related content, maybe you're toying with the idea of purchasing a Tesla Model 3 or a Tesla Model Y at some point in the near future, this video should hopefully enlighten you to the absolute pull and retain factor that Tesla currently has, and I'm relying on you Tesla owners to mostly agree with me and yet disagree with me where you think it's applicable in the comment section below. So before we kick this off, I'd appreciate if you could give my video a cheeky like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you're interested in Tesla and EV content weekly, hit the notification bell so you're the first to know when a video goes live. So Adam, why do owners keep coming back for more? The very first statement you should understand is Tesla's evolution of its existing vehicles that you can order today is nothing short but outstanding. Tesla does not stop with product development on its current lineup, and so it consistently makes tweaks here and there, literally months apart. And yes, I said monthly changes. For example, within a year of my refreshed Tesla Model 3 from 2021, the cheapest Tesla Model 3 that you could buy being the base Standard Range Plus Model 3, or now known as the rear-wheel drive Tesla Model 3, they upgraded the battery to a more hard-wearing and a more user-friendly alternative. That also took the rated range from 263 miles to over 300 miles on WLTP rated terms. They also incorporated a heating steering wheel and the same MCU computer processing unit combined with the GPU from the Model S and X, which is just as powerful as the chip found in the PS5 by the way. They also ditched the old traditional lead acid 12-volt battery for a more reliable lithium-ion battery alternative. And I could go on and on with the changes that they've made in just a relatively short period. But the key point here for potential Tesla owners and existing owners looking to buy again is that almost every few months there is a revision to the Model 3 and the Model Y to some degree. So for those potential buyers working out when they should click the buy button, they have the difficult decision of to either buy now or wait that little bit longer for the latest revision, just in order to get this latest and greatest Tesla Model 3 or Y on the market at the given time. Reality is there is never the best time in theory to buy your first or next Tesla. Demand exceeds supply, which is why there is a waiting list and a delivery delay. So why do Tesla owners today upgrade just for a few hardware changes? Well, whilst they may have missed out on the hardware upgrades over the months or years, they've had a taste and a flavour of new functionality thanks to the beauty of software updates, just like this new 2022 28.2 update that I'll be scheduling to install while I go to sleep. So whilst I haven't seen the benefits of these physical and hardware changes myself, I still see an element of evolution and new features that make the car ownership experience that little bit sweeter. And I think it's these updates that keep owners very much happy during their time of ownership. But when they want that vehicle upgrade, if you look outside the Tesla ecosystem, there's nothing really that compares to Tesla's scale of over-the-air updates. I know Rivian and Lucid and Polestar do offer software updates to some degree, however it's not as consistent and at the same level of content that Tesla offers today. I think some of the VW Group vehicles require dealership visits at times to initiate certain updates, which isn't really ideal. So when the time comes, there seems to be no alternative if you love them software additions from home. And as a result of staying within the Tesla ecosystem, you also gain them hardware additions you didn't have previously. So it's very much a win-win scenario, a new car, a better car. and the reassurance of extended, hassle-free software updates. It just adds a little bit of spice to the ownership experience. The second reason why owners stay within the Tesla brand is the assurance of efficiency and range, and these are two different and hugely important comparison metrics, and yet one is talked about far less and deserves a hell of a lot more attention than it gets. I think it's incredibly fair to say achieving the advertised WLTP or EPA rated range just doing motorway or highway driving isn't achievable in normal conditions. That said, the formula is usually a mix of city driving and motorway driving to get a fair reflection of just average driving. Anyhow, Tesla has some of the best real-world all-round efficiency on the market today, and there are many different independent tests available on YouTube or even just via some news articles over Google that can echo this statement. However, what does that mean to have some of the best real-world all-round efficiency on the market? What value does that add to consumers? Well, it can be hard to step back from having that level of efficiency because that translates into your vehicle running costs, just like fuel consumption today for petrol cars. EV efficiency just doesn't get the attention that it truly deserves. There is a real focus on advertised range of a vehicle, which is also naturally important. However, what's not equally advertised is how much another vehicle costs to achieve that same range. So if we're talking about just between two electric vehicles, effectively one will require more electric energy from the batteries to get from point A to point B. For Tesla, at least, whether you're doing city driving or motorway driving, it's an all-round beast, and I can talk from experience. For example, not too long ago, I got some awesome efficiency in the summer, achieving 160 watt-hours per mile from some urban city driving scenarios. If you do some quick maths and repeated the same journey, just depleting the whole battery from full, I would have achieved something like 300 miles, and that would be way over the rated WLTP range of 263 miles. This just shows you that the advertised rate shouldn't always be used as your own range benchmark. It's also a little unfair in this scenario, as just city driving conditions is generally more efficient than pure motorway driving. But I'm just trying to demonstrate vehicle efficiency is a powerful underappreciated metric for comparison. Tesla vehicles are good not just on maximum range achievable, but the vehicles offer some of the best real-world all-round efficiency, and that's for both city and motorway driving. So vehicle efficiency, just like fuel consumption if you have a fuel-powered car, is massively important when buying an electric car. Going back to point one, with Tesla constantly innovating and adding new parts to the vehicle, in the past, Tesla has increased a vehicle's range by improving the vehicle's hardware and even through changes to the software. A simple over-the-air update literally made the car harness less electricity to achieve the same distance as before. It's utterly madness on what's possible now, and Tesla has been doing this for years, whereas its petrol competitors don't even attempt to compete on a software level. And whilst I'm glad to see some EV alternatives attempting to achieve that same success, it's fair to say it's not a carbon copy. It's very much a new environment for them with room for improvement. So to get an experience on this level, it's pretty hard to find an alternative outside the Tesla ecosystem. The third reason builds on top of the range and efficiency comments from before. In particular, just being able to rely on Tesla's navigation during their road trips and having that full access to the Tesla supercharger network. If you're a new prospective buyer, you may have range anxiety for them longer road trips, and I think it's fair to say that every brand new owner of an EV will feel some kind of range anxiety before taking your car on that very first road trip on your own. And after you survive it, you'll realize that you overthought the whole thing and exaggerated the range issue, and it was just all in your head. It's a normal occurrence, and your confidence after that very first positive road trip will really change your perceptions on this matter. If you want to get a flavour of how a road trip plays out with a Tesla Model 3 SR Plus, you can take a look at my video on the top right hand side of the screen now. If you just want some help predicting a Tesla's or any EV's range on a road trip today, my biggest hack to bring that to life is to grab your smartphone and download an app called A Better Route Planner. Now, I have no affiliation with this app, I'm just a huge fan, and it really helps take the stress out of road trip planning by simulating charging facilities for a whole road trip. In particular, if you use a better route planner, it's like EV charging equivalent to Google navigation. Getting back on point, Tesla has unrivaled access to the ever-growing supercharger network. And whilst Tesla are pressing ahead with opening up access to their charging network to other brands, there are exclusive advantages to owning a Tesla and charging at a Tesla supercharger, such as the dialed-in software advantages. There is a real-time connection between the in-car sat-nav, and as a result, it will know if a certain station is particularly busy, and a navigation will then redirect you to a less busier supercharger, saving you time. You also get preferential rates compared to non-Tesla owners, and the instant plug and charge convenience. There's no initiation via the app required, hence just plug and play. So what I'm trying to communicate with this particular point is a Tesla will offer you a high level of reassurance and convenience that you can complete a road trip with absolute comfort, all thanks to the Tesla SatNav and the Tesla Supercharger network. I don't even know if there's even a rival combination to this. So the final point that I want to make is about you and me. Just the two of us. Oh wait, that isn't right. I mean, how many of you already know that there is a strong Tesla community and a number of knowledgeable resources that you can tap into where required? So if you have an issue or a question about your Tesla, or even just concerned about your Tesla in some way, you can get yourself on a Tesla forum on one of many of the Facebook groups, and you may even find a YouTube video that gets to the heart of your query. Personally, I tend to stick to the forums, but don't forget to use the search functions within the forums or the Facebook groups to see if the answer has already been answered, and that will save you time posting up something on the forum or on one of the Facebook feeds, and it will also save you some sarcasm from the other members. If it wasn't for Tesla, I wouldn't be using Twitter, and it's literally a hotspot for the latest Tesla news. And you even get to hear from Master Elon himself. So even he responds to questions from the community from time to time. But my point here is that that sense of community is something that I've never witnessed before within a car brand. Whilst I find it useful at times, I think some people really enjoy and thrive being a contributor to the Tesla community. And I think partly that's what makes it so welcoming to new prospective buyers like yourself. So to conclude, Tesla has great brand loyalty from getting the foundations perfect, from good hardware and ever improving software solutions to the supercharger network. It's a full package that works consistently, and that praise is very much shared amongst the Tesla community of how well it's all integrated and it's evolving. The products are getting better and better each year. The gap to its competitors is not really shrinking at all. And because of all this, I very much see myself sticking with the brand for my next vehicle too, because of my own positive experience. And you can see my latest review if you want a little insight into my own experience. So whilst I understand why there is a lot of love and a lot of brand loyalty to Tesla, let's be honest, there are some areas that Tesla are not quite on top of. I mean, you can't get everything right, can you? So even Elon Musk has identified and has a determination to deliver an ever better service center experience as just one example. I mean, at times, I wish they had other products that solve different solutions, and I think other consumers would too, but I suppose that's just me being impatient, and with time, that product lineup should grow. Anyhow, let me know what your thoughts are on this video in the comments section below. As a Tesla owner, would you stay within the brand? And if so, did I miss any key reasons why? If you are a prospective buyer, what holds you back from being a Tesla owner? Alternatively, if you're not sure what to comment and you want to let me know you got this far, you can simply comment, just the two of us, and I'll give you a cheeky thumbs up for doing so. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, to share it with anyone or a beneficial group that may find this video useful. As always, you folks have been great, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.